Hi there, what's up? It is June 21st, 2025. We live in Connecticut, and today I'm going to be harvesting some things from our garden. It's officially summertime here, and I'm so excited. I just did a garden tour a couple of days ago, and I had said in the video that I would be probably harvesting some things, and I never got around to it. You know, I did plan on harvesting from the garden yesterday. I came out here with my harvest basket and I started weeding. Next thing I knew, I was out here for a very long time and had removed a ton of weeds from the garden. But at that point I had to go back inside and I hadn't harvested anything. So the only thing I harvested yesterday was a whole bunch of weeds. I've already ripped out some weeds because I can't help myself. But I'm gonna try and ignore the weeds and only harvest the things that need to be harvested. I think some of the peas may have gone a little bit too long because of it. So I'm gonna have to go through and see what I'm able to harvest. I do have some more garlic that I need to take out. The rest of the Chesnok red garlic is probably gonna come out. It's all mostly fallen over at this point. The larger varieties are still hanging in there. They're doing well. So I'm just gonna be harvesting the Scapes from those. And we do that just so that the plant can focus its energy on growing out the garlic bulb itself rather than energy into producing the scape. I don't think I'm going to be harvesting any strawberries. I think a squirrel may have broken in here and taken the rest of the strawberries that were in there. Maybe some lettuce, maybe some kale, and I think that's it. I do see other things growing, beans, but those aren't ready yet. And we do have some squash and zucchini growing, but those are also not ready yet. I literally just turned off the camera and started pulling weeds. I had to tell myself to stop. Stop pulling the weeds, harvest the things. I know I just did a garden tour a couple of days ago, but this yellow crookneck squash is looking so nice. I keep having to pick off squash beetles off of it, trying to stay on top of it. But I think there is a squash in there, but I don't think it got pollinated. That's just how it goes sometimes. I literally just started picking weeds again. I have to stop. I have to stop. I see crabgrass and things growing and I just want to pull it, but I really gotta stop. I think I'm gonna start with these tall telephone peas. This is the first year I'm growing them. I got the seeds from Hudson Valley Seed Company. Had started them on the other side of the garden. None of them sprouted. But then when I looked, it appeared that a rodent had eaten the seeds. I tried them over here. I put them underneath a mesh metal trash can from Dollar Tree. That way the mouse or the chipmunk couldn't get to it. And here they are, looking lovely. In this smaller container, I have these little Marvel peas from Dollar Tree. They are a shelling variety, but I like to pick them also as snow peas. I don't know if they're meant to do that, but I've been doing it and they taste great. Some of these look like they got either sunburnt yesterday from the heat, or they got baked. That's too bad. I'm gonna pick those off so they're not on the plant anymore. I might be able to give those to the chickens. These are the Alaska peas from Dollar Tree. Getting a little top heavy here, but I'm gonna harvest a whole bunch of those. These are for sure a shelling variety. My kids love fresh peas out of the garden like that. I'm gonna harvest some of this young ruby Swiss chard. Camera died because of the heat. So Here's the Swiss chard that I harvested. This is Dwarf Siberian Kale from Baker Creek. Already harvested from it. Got some more in this other container, not under any kind of fabric or anything. It's doing okay. Got eaten a little bit. Those will go to the chickens. You know, that kale doesn't really look quite as good as the kale that's growing underneath the shade cloth and the bird netting. Harvesting the kale from under here has been so nice this year because there's been no bugs and the kale is delicious and perfect quality. So I'll probably be doing it like this from now on. Next, we're gonna harvest some lettuce. I think this is Grand Rapids lettuce. So when I go inside, I'm gonna stick it in a jar of water and that will keep it nice and fresh until I'm able to use it, maybe wash it, get it in the refrigerator. But sticking it in a jar of water helps prevent the leaves from wilting. And over here we have the Green Towers romaine lettuce from Sereniseed. I have to say, I feel like I unlocked some sort of garden hack for myself. Underneath the shade of the squash plant, I have it up with a small tomato cage, and in the shade, it's creating a really nice environment for the lettuce. Here we have some red romaine. This is from MIgardener, and I have it growing in our Greenstalk. I have it on one of those spinner bases, so if I notice things like the lettuce starting to wilt in the sunlight, I can simply just turn it so it's not in the sun. This is Slo-Bolt cilantro from Baker Creek and regular cilantro from Dollar Tree. Some Bouquet dill from Sereniseed. And the dill smells so good. Next thing I'm going to harvest is the Chesnok red garlic that has fallen over. I've talked about it in a lot of my recent videos. And as for the ones that haven't fallen over, I'm going to be harvesting the scapes. So I have some Chesnok red that is still standing up. I'm going to harvest the scapes from those. And then these Italy Hill and Music variety that are still hanging in there, I'm going to harvest the scapes from them. I usually wait until they pretty much curl around, and these are edible. It's not 100% replacement for garlic, but it's a good substitute. Ugh, it's so hot. I was going to harvest potatoes. I don't really feel like washing my arms off after harvesting potatoes right now, so I'm going to wait until later. I will be back in a little while, hopefully when it's cooler. Merlin, let's stay out of the garden beds, okay? Come here, puppy. Merlin, good boy. Don't go that way. Oh man, Merlin, come on. Oh my. Good boy, running around. No, 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 no. Oh, he's still learning. He's still learning not to jump around in the garden beds. Oh, there's mosquitoes. Probably shouldn't have put the bug spray on me around the plants. That was probably not very smart. Okay, this is so chaotic. Merlin was not listening and he ended up running around the yard. We were playing volley. Then he got tired, and he's so good when he's tired. And he came over and he listened and he does well. And I just got him inside. So now we're gonna harvest potatoes. So these potatoes that I'm harvesting, I believe they are all Magic Molly potatoes. They are a fingerling variety that I grew last year. I think I originally got them from High Mowing Organic seeds. And then I grew them last year, and then I saved a whole bunch of them to grow this year. They are, I started these on March 19th, and today is June 21st. So they should be more than done. The biggest indicator is the fact that all the leaves have died. When I grow them in a container, the first thing I do is I remove all the foliage. So all the greenery or the brownery at this point, and I just cut it right down, and then I just, with gloves on, dig through and find all the potatoes. And it's like a treasure hunt. So we'll see what we can get. So much fun. It is definitely much cooler outside than it was a little while ago, which is why I wanted to wait. But the mosquitoes come out at this point. You see a potato on top. These look nice for fingerling potatoes. They're a purple variety. Not bad. All right, here's the other container. Has not died back quite as much as the other one did. These are really nice. Holy cow. That must have been the original seed potato. Wow. There's a fingerling potato. That's huge. That's what we got out of that one. All right, and over here we have a very large fabric pot with the same potatoes in it. I think I started them the same day, or around the same day, in March. Not bad. That's what I got out of that one. Surprisingly, I didn't get any dirt on my face, I don't think. Those are freckles. That's not dirt. My hands are filthy. I feel disgusting. The bug spray does nothing against the mosquitoes. They don't care. It's almost like they see it as a challenge, and I feel like I get bit more by the mosquitoes. Okay, so we harvested potatoes from 3 containers. 2 are solid containers with holes drilled in the bottom, and the third one was a fabric pot. I do not hill up my potatoes. I have in the past. I have not found that it makes a huge difference, but that could be variety based. Maybe in the future when I have a lot more larger space to grow potatoes, maybe I'll try hilling them up again and seeing if that yields me more. But for now, I just kind of put them in fairly deep, and then whatever happens, happens. The first container, the plants had completely died back. They were yellowy, and I feel like I may have left them in there too long. I don't know if it was because of all the rain, but some of them are kind of scabby, and then they also got some bug damage on them. So that's kind of disappointing. Then the second container was amazingly perfect. I thought I may have been digging them up too early, but I may have dug them up at the perfect time. The flowers had died back, and the potato plants themselves were just starting to yellow. They were still green, and I got these really nice potatoes. I'm so happy with that. My kids love crispy potatoes in the oven, and these smaller ones are perfect for doing that. And then the last container was the fabric pot, and just like the first one, I think I left them in too long because they got very scabby and yucky. But I'm pretty happy with the harvests from today. We got a lot of stuff this morning. The only thing I have to still put up and put away is the garlic scapes, but everything else I washed and got put away, or I gave it to the chickens. Some of that kale, when I went through it, it was really kind of yucky and it had wilted too much in the sunshine and it wasn't gonna come back by sitting in water. So I just ended up giving that to the chickens. But the Swiss chard and the lettuce came out really nice. I still have a bunch of kale left over from my last harvest. I've been eating it almost every day. So that harvest this morning was pretty good. And then we got all these potatoes. I desperately need a shower. So I'm gonna go inside and get cleaned up. It's very exciting. I can't believe we're here already, right? You know, we don't grow a lot of potatoes. Certainly not enough to feed our family for a whole year, but I know how to grow them. I love to just know how to do things. And I feel like if I have knowledge on how to save seeds, start plants, harvest vegetables, preserve the vegetables, I think that is the ultimate knowing how to take care of yourself in any kind of situation. And with everything going on in the world, I do not take for granted what I have here with my family. And I'm just really happy to be here. And I'm happy you're here. And I hope you're able to find a little bit of joy wherever it is that you are in the world. That's kind of it. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.